Android Guys Review Podcast. I'm here with Scott.
Good afternoon, Luke.
How goes it?
It goes.
Yeah? You want to talk about a game today?
I do.
What do you got?
I've got a game.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this may sound familiar to you.
Okay.
And to listeners who have maybe listened to a recent game review that you did.
Intrigued. Go on.
Okay. This one is called Cubic Clash Tower Defense PvP.
Yeah. Okay.
So you've already pictured in your head the game.
I have.
You probably know exactly how this goes.
I do.
Based off of the one you did yesterday.
Okay.
All right. So this one was advertised to me somewhere along the way. I saw the graphics and thought, boy, that looks cute.
Yeah.
That looks simple.
Yeah.
That looks fun. That looks like something for me.
Yeah.
It kind of is.
Yeah.
It kind of is. So the premise is this.
Okay.
It's a tower defense game at its heart.
Mm-hmm.
But rather than starting you out with, one type of frontline defender, you are basically given these like cubes. They're cute little. Oh, I almost want. They look like candy or jellies or just like these cute graphics, and they are all. I mean, there's all kinds of them, and each one of them has like a different design, different look, color, attributes. You can go in and see each of the cube what might have. He's more of an attack one. This one's more of a poison one. This one is designed to almost act like a hype man for the next cube next to him. And then you'll also understand like the speed at which these cubes will attack. Some will attack much quicker than others. Some might have like a delayed big move. So you're kind of given like a top-down view of two boards, your half and the opponent. And you will find that at the start of the game, you'll have like this tiny little meter that kind of starts to fill up. You can immediately deploy 4 of your cubes.
Okay.
And it will randomly decide where to put them.
Right.
And then as they start to shoot down the defenders that are encroaching, they are coming across this. They're starting in the bottom left corner, and they're going to move up 3, over 5, and down 3. So they're kind of doing like this big end around rectangle. And you want to keep them from getting to the end. And if they get so much through there, then you lose. You want to stop that from happening before your opponent. You want your opponent to have his defenses breached, basically.
Okay.
So you will deploy randomly your 4 guys, and then pretty quickly you'll fill up your meter and you can hit deploy, and it'll randomly pick another spot for it. Now you'll have 5 cubes in your arsenal to choose from, and each of those will say like 1 as it's deployed. You can drag one to the other to kind of power it up or level it up. And what's interesting is like you might start out with one that looks like kind of like a cyclone kind of wind gust guy. He might be a 1. And then you have another one deployed and you think, I'm going to drag him on top and he'll be a 2 stronger. It will actually randomly switch to one of your other types of guys. It could be another cyclone.
Yeah.
But it could maybe go to one that's like a fire guy or an electric guy.
It's still one of the 5 that you start with?
Yes.
Okay.
So I've found early on that, there were certain ones that I thought, man, these guys, if I just have a whole bunch of them on there, I don't want to drag more.
I don't want to lose them.
Yeah, because all of these, like the Cyclone one, for example, just shoots these bursts. You might wait for a second, but then he blows this huge gust of shots at the guys. So if I take that and, add the 1 to the 1, he might turn into like an electric kind of guy that isn't quite as effective.
Sure.
And you can see how effective things are because you can see the enemies kind of getting further around your board.
Right.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It is a lot of game, and it is almost to for me, a fault overwhelming at first because there's
Mm,
so much going on.
sure.
You log into the game and you can start playing right away. You've got 5 guys, and before you know it, you're clicking on this to accept this. You unlock this, so click here to get your reward. After this level, you killed so many of this guy, so now you've got this achievement, and
Hmm.
so you get a lot of that early on.
Yeah.
Your first couple of days, it does give you an incentive um, to play so many days in a row,
Hmm.
so you can kind of get like incrementally better rewards. Um, you can get all kinds of cubes. There are tons of them, and you can see what is available, even
Hmm.
though you haven't necessarily collected it yourself.
Right.
Um, and they're basically ranked, just like tower defense games might be,
Yeah.
or
Like,
deck building games where
sure.
there's basic, mythical, and rare, and
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
nothing crazy revolutionary.
Hmm.
I didn't realize it. I was playing the game, I installed it. I saw the name Cubic Clash
Yeah.
and didn't quite catch the tower defense part
Hmm.
until after I had started playing it, and I was thinking, this game's more of a tower defense.
Yep.
And then when I looked it up, I'm like, well, it's in the stupid title. Why didn't you catch that? But I love it. I've powered up my guys. I've built. You can build 3 different types of decks
Mm.
or teams,
Hmm.
and you can do player versus player. So when you're in there, you can also do like a co-op mode.
Nice.
You can, if I'm playing another person, I can shoot over these little emoticons to let them know how
Yep.
I feel.
Yep.
If they, if I'm cruising along, I can send over a nice big cheesy smile. Or if they, look to beat me pretty handily, I can send a grumpy face or something. But
Right.
uh, it's there's a lot of game going on, and it's very intoxicating.
Yeah.
I find that when I play it for a while,
Mm.
and I'm talking half hour, 45 minutes, and I'm like, you know what? I have the DVR paused because I was watching this, and it was a commercial, and
Yeah.
that's let's get back to that. It's pretty cool. There's in-game events that
Mm.
look to be like certain times of things that you can do and unlock things, and uh, like I said, it does feel until you really. Even for me, after having a couple hours into it, I still kind of feel like I'm not quite sure what my order of operations are when I open the game.
Sure.
Do I go here, unlock this, collect this reward, power up my guys? Um, After certain levels, you might get kind of like a treasure chest kind of thing where you get credits towards, 3 credits towards a certain cube and
Sure.
4 of this cube. And once you get so many, then you can level them up.
Hmm.
So you level up as a player, but you can also level up the strength of these
Right.
guys. So you can mix and match, find the teams that work well for you. Tells you your win-loss ratio when you go to play. I feel like I'm doing pretty well. I've been dancing between 67 and 80%
Win rate.
win rate,
Nice.
but I don't know if that's because I lucked into a certain
Right.
rare or legendary cube, or if I, that's just happen to be pretty good at as
Right.
a level 5 player.
Right.
But you can also not only pick like 5 preset kind of teams that you can choose from, but you can also let the game tell you, like, recommend teams for you
Oh.
based off of what you have,
Yeah.
and it will kind of describe what will happen. These 2 will be your main attackers, while this guy will be used to do this. And
Oh, interesting.
it's a lot of fun. It's very visually stimulating.
Yeah.
It's a pretty cool game. I've seen other versions of this game
Yeah. Me too.
that aren't quite as fleshed out.
Yes.
If there's only one quibble I would have really with it, it's the audio is really repetitive.
Yeah.
The main screen as you're going around doing all your collecting your gems and your coins and leveling up. It's very repetitive
Mhm.
song, and then you go to a different song when you're playing on your level.
Mm.
That is also a little repetitive, but then you constantly have this like attacking noise
Yeah.
of the pew pew pew,
Yeah.
taking things down. Uh, Other than that, though, you can dial the sound level down, the music,
Okay.
which is nice. So if you do want a little bit of music, but you can leave the sound effects there.
Oh,
So
nice.
I'm going to give it a little bit better score
Yeah.
sound wise than I would if it was all or nothing.
So I find when I'm playing PvP games, I can't really do anything else because I'm trying to pay attention to that.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the time, if I'm playing other games that aren't like real time games, I don't play with my sound on.
Yeah.
Is that how you are?
Yeah, this one also kind of gives me a little bit of a sense of with the sound, I know how well I'm attacking. If
Right.
all of a sudden I feel like if I look away, I can hear like, oh, I think they're getting away from me. I
Right.
think they're about to encroach. Like every so often, a boss will come through. So you'll be able to see this thing with like a physical like
Mhm.
meter representing his powers, and
Mm-hmm.
so sometimes there are audio cues
Mm-hmm.
that kind of give you that. But yeah, you're right. That's one that I don't mind having the sound effects on.
Right.
But a lot of games I just kind of quietly, just don't bother.
Sure. All right. Well, you want to throw some scores on it?
Let's do it.
All right. So 1 through 5. Let's start with features.
4.
A 4. All
Yep,
right.
it's pretty packed.
Yeah.
As a free game, I think there's a lot there. Like I said, almost overwhelming. Just from the sense of every time I turn around, I'm collecting something,
Right.
and I know that will level off because it'll take longer to level up
Sure.
certain cubes. But early on, it's just kind of, every time you look, there's some kind of exclamation point. You tap on it and it says, go to the codex and unlock this.
Mm-hmm.
So, but in terms of the number of cubes and being able to level them up and using strategy,
Yeah.
there's a lot of that in there, and I kind of welcome that.
Cool. All right. How about graphics?
I'm going to lean into a 4.5.
Wow.
Yeah. Great
Yeah.
for what it is.
Okay.
And again, I as you and I know, there are other versions of this out there that don't look very good.
Yes.
So they do a good job of giving you like each of these cubes has his own personality.
Sure.
You can tell by just a quick glance what kind he might be. This one is wrapped up, looks like a mummy, so I'm assuming he's got a little bit of a slower sleeper kind
Sure.
of move to him. Yeah, I would say for the style of game, for just the as you describe it, it doesn't sound that graphically intense, but
Sure.
it's pretty cool.
Cool. All right. Audio.
2.5.
Okay.
I'm gonna put it right in the middle.
Yep.
Just
Savage.
because I would give it a 2 if I couldn't turn the volume levels down.
Right. So you have a little bit of control over it. It's a little
Mhm.
easier to stomach.
Yeah, and I know that certain types of music are designed to kind of keep people playing.
Sure.
It's mindless, kind of
Right.
almost white noise, but
Mhm.
I did find it kind of repetitive because I was looking at it from a critical eye.
Sure. Replay value.
4.5.
4.5.
I think that it's the kind of game where I'm really curious as to how many levels there are.
Sure.
How many different types of teams people can build.
Mm-hmm.
Strategies. It's interesting to see me really kind of demolish an opponent with a team and then go into the next one with the same exact team and see somebody else do like completely demolish me.
Right.
And I look at who their guys are and I'm like, I haven't unlocked that. I don't know what that does.
Right.
That's, but you can go in and kind of read descriptions and it's like, oh, I need to unlock that guy.
Yeah.
And so there are some places that you can go in the game to drop some real money
Sure.
and kind of, pay to advance yourself. But
Sure.
I just see that and I'm like, one day I'll unlock that as a reward and,
Yeah.
He'll be my mythical or epic cube.
Cool. All right. And then finally, ads and notifications.
I'm going to give it a 4. I
Wow.
haven't seen really anything that outside of, some in-game stuff you can buy.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing that leans into, oh man, you almost had this guy beat. would you like to, insert a quarter to continue?
Sure.
You don't have that.
Right.
It's how did you do against this guy, and it's over. Like these are, I think at max 3-minute levels.
Nice.
So you're in there, you play for a couple minutes, and then you're done. But nothing that says, we would love for you to continue playing, but you got to wait till this meter charges up,
Right.
or you unlock this for 99 cents, and you're not getting hit in the head with ads at all.
Cool. So that's a 3.9.
Yes.
It's a really good score.
Yeah. When you get to 4, these are games I'm not in a hurry to take off my phone.
Right.
So this is one that I think I'm going to keep around for a while.
It sounds like one that I might snag because I've been playing a similar game, and this sounds better.
Come see me after the show.
All right. All right. Well, thanks, Scott.
You got it, Luke.
This is what is it?
Cubic Clash Tower Defense PvP by Bold Trend Games.
All right. Thank you.